right, today we're going to talk about the Rock Island Armory M1911 A1 CS Tac2 45 ACP. Okay, so it is a commander sized by Rock Island Armory. We got this at a pawn shop and it was pretty beat up when I got it, but I could not turn it down. And let's just go watch a little bit of shooting with it. All right, see you in a second. See what happens. See if I can hit that little guy. Yep. Okay, so we saw a little bit of shooting with it. It's pretty darn accurate. It does have the fully parkerized finish on it. It's got the G10 grips, which are very nice. Comes with one mag, but this one came with three. The springs are a little kind of worn out, so it's not engaging the last round bolt hold open feature, which is, I don't know, it is what it is, I guess, at this point. It did have some rust right here on this metal part of the barrel, or the chamber part. So that was rusted when I got it. I buffed that out, oiled it, got it cleaned up as good as I could. There's still a little bit, it looks like maybe coming back, so I'm gonna maybe try to figure something else out for it. It also had some little scratches right here, as you can see, from the previous owner not understanding how to properly take apart a 1911 to clean it, because when I got this, it was very, very sluggish. I mean, very sluggish. You couldn't hardly crack the slide. And so I was really hesitant on buying it. I got it for $400 though, so I couldn't really argue with the price, as this is a $700 or more gun, depending on where you're buying it from. So I'm dealing with a little bit of scratches right here. It's fine. I'll see maybe at one point one day if I can get this lower refinished and just get it looking pretty again, because I like to take care of my firearms. It does have the 7+1 capacity magazine, so 7 in the mag, 1 in the chamber, so a total of 8 rounds. It's got a 3.5-inch barrel. It does come with the extended beaver tail here and the skeletonized trigger and hammer. It also has the fiber optic front sight here, which is very handy, easy to get on target pretty quickly with that. What else? It's got the full length spring in here, which makes it a little difficult to I guess, get that back together if you take it apart to clean it, just because there's so much tension on that spring. But it's doable. I did it. I went through this whole puppy, cleaned it top to bottom. It is very, very, very dirty. I don't think the owner actually ended up taking this piece out to get the slide off and barrel out to clean anything, because this thing was just completely overran with carbon and gunpowder residue everywhere, and it just I think if I went and shot it before I cleaned it, it probably would like fail to feed, fail to extract. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have done that. Right now, though, it is pretty smooth. I mean, it's nice, feels good. The safety works. It's got the safety right there on the side. It's not ambidextrous. Also, the mag release, I believe you can reverse this if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure on that, but with the grips, you do have the little G10 grips with the thumb section here. I actually read my thumb up a little higher, kind of closer to where the safety is, and then I'm riding up like this on the firearm. So for me, it's a little different. I got big hands, so it's just big enough. I mean, almost, I wish I would have probably got the full-size version, but as far as getting a 1911, I just wanted to get one just so I had a 1911. Never had a 45 before. It does kick quite a bit more than even my Glock 20 10mm does. That's a lighter felt recoil than this pretty big guy here. This is a pretty heavy firearm for its size. It is a whole steel frame and everything, so I mean, it's got some weight to it, which does help kind of mitigate some of that recoil, I'm sure. It does also have the adjustable rear sight, so you can adjust the height and the windage on this. Not that I would really mess with the windage at all, but the height maybe. I haven't had to mess with it. It's been pretty much right on the money. It shoots very straight. It's a very nice straight shooting 45 caliber 1911. I wouldn't say this is the highest quality gun. It is made in the Philippines, I believe these are. Yeah, Philippines. So, you know, it is what it is. It is a very nice looking firearm, especially from this side where it doesn't have all the scratches on it. It's easy to get the magazines in. I mean, other than that, I cleaned up the magazines real good too because they were very dirty also. But all the magazines seem to work. All the ones that I have here, which it looks like all three are different, but they all seem to sit in there. All of them are 7-rounders. I'm not quite sure what the brands on these are, as there's no markings on most of them. I think this one has a marking. It just says 45 ACP and gives you the number count on the side. This one doesn't give you the number count. Pro Mag. So this is a Pro Mag magazine. Does fit nicely. There is a little bit of play in this on the bottom. I don't know if you can kind of see that, which does affect on, I know one of them, see, I mean, like even this isn't even holding open all the way. It won't push the, even pushing on the bottom of there, it won't push this up to lock it back. So I'd like to get some either new springs for these guys or just get some new mags, one of the two. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but it functions, it runs. I just have to re-chamber around every time I switch the mags out, which is no problem. I mean, if you're shooting these big hollow points, doubt it's going to take more than 7 to put anything down anyway, so not too concerned about that. Overall, I'd say it's a really nice handgun. It does seem to function well. I haven't had any issues with it since I cleaned it. I'm not quite sure how many rounds were put through this, but I would say that the previous owner, like I said, I don't think they ever cleaned this at all. Like, it was really hard just to even manipulate the slide here, and now it's pretty smooth. I did oil it up a little bit along the frame on the rails, and yeah, I mean, other than that, it's a nice firearm for the price and brand. I mean, Rock Island Armory's coming a long ways. This is a very nice looking firearm too. I'm pretty happy with the purchase, honestly. I was kind of concerned with the rust up here and just seeing these scratches here and knowing that it probably hadn't been cleaned, that I was a little worried that it may not function and may need some like replacement parts or something like that. But I haven't. It does. You can actually adjust the trigger as well. I haven't done that. Haven't needed to. It's got a pretty nice hole. It's got a small, maybe 1 millimeter or so till you hit the wall, and then it's just maybe like a 3.5, 4 pound pole, maybe. This thing does pack some oomph to it. It does. I mean, it is a pretty aggressive firearm, but for its size, its weight, and everything, I'm gonna try to figure out how I can minimize some of the recoil on this just a little bit. So I will be looking into some options. I wish it did have like on some of the other options of this particular upgraded 1911. I wish it did have like the light rail down here. It works great. The fiber optic works great. It's very accurate. I hit that flashlight. I don't know if you guys watched that video, but I hit the flashlight dead center with this puppy at over 10 yards away. And that was dead center, right in the middle of the flashlight. So this thing is very accurate. I mean, I guess it's about as accurate as a shooter is, you know what I'm saying? But as far as overall functionality, it's worked great. I've shot probably close to 100 rounds through it, and that's remanufactured ammo. As I've said before, that's mainly all that I buy is remanufactured ammo right now. It's a lot less expensive than buying new brass, and I haven't had but maybe one issue with the remanufactured ammo. I get it from a company that remakes ammo, reuses brass, and I haven't really had any issues from that company before. So everything seems to be pretty top notch and right on par for what I would get from buying like Federal or Winchester or something like that. It just seems like it works pretty well. This did come with the case. So let me take these out here. Came with the case, a little plastic case here with these two locking kind of lips there. Did come with the two spent brass rounds in here from the factory, and it did come with the owner's manual, which does go over kind of all the pistols. I'm pretty sure this is kind of generic because it has like a basic parts list, but then it's talking about the different guns and which model you have and stuff like that. So then it'll go over like what is on your pistol and the part numbers for it. So that's nice. And it comes with the parts variants. It does come with an expanded or exploded view, of the firearms. So that way you can see kind of which part is what, so you know if you need to get a replacement. Other than that, it's basic user manual. Normally when you buy these online new, like I said, they're right around 700 or so, and they only come with one mag typically, from my understanding. So I got this with 3 mags that, well, they function, and like I said, I did put like a good hour's worth of work into cleaning this and trying to clean as much of it as I could, and it does function a lot better now that I've done that. So now that I've gone over that, I'm just going to reload this puppy here and put that safe. Get that back in the box. So I hope you've enjoyed my little review on the gun. You've seen me shoot it. You've seen it hit the gongs, and that was from about 10 yards away or so. 10 to 15 yards. I can't remember exactly how far I was when I was shooting it in this video. I got it at a pawn shop for 400 bucks, so it was a pretty good deal, I think. And it works great. I like shooting it. It's fun. Doesn't really hurt to shoot. I think it's just more of a mechanics and just getting used to the 1911 style of pistol. It's my first 1911, so I don't have a whole lot to go by as far as the differences between everything. I know that there's lots of different brands. I mean, but for the price of this one, uh, even at 700 bucks, I'd say if this was brand new at 700, that'd be a pretty good deal. I mean, it is a nice 1911. It's nice looking. It shoots well, straight. It's hasn't failed to extract or hasn't failed to do any type of functions really, other than the last round bolt hold open, which I'm pretty sure just has to do with my mags just not having enough tension in the springs right there. So it's just not pushing up on that internal piece to push that up when it gets to that last round, which I'm gonna fix. So other than that, it's a very fun gun to shoot, and I will be shooting a lot more with it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.